I imagine that you probably weren't planning for a rainy wedding day, though it is nice that the sun's starting to come out. But in my mind, there's nothing more appropriate than rain for the beginning of a marriage. Because the nourishment, this rain and water that's come from the skies, is feeding all that it falls upon. The rain's feeding the pastures and the birds, the vegetables and the trees, the rivers and the streams.
Amy and I are twins, as most of you probably know or noticed. And as a result, we share a special bond as siblings. We grew up writing our story together, getting into trouble and sometimes staying out of trouble.
Amy has always been my partner in crime. We joke that she's my little sister because she was born 1 minute after me. But the truth of the matter is, Amy's been more of a big sister and a role model of mine. She's kind and generous. She's dedicated and passionate. She's funny and smart.
When I think of my brother, I think about how much I've always looked up to him. There's something to be said about the point of view of a little brother, specifically one that was 4 years behind his older brother. It's not like we went to practices together, or we really even shared friends, but I was close enough in age to him to look up to him and pay attention. I always knew that he was going down the right path, and I did my best to emulate him. When I try to pinpoint what makes Patrick Patrick, I come up with two things: his determination and his willingness to learn. When Patrick sets his mind to something, he does it, and he does it the whole way through.
Amy was out at a bar in Hoboken with some friends when she saw a cute guy eating a really good-looking sandwich. She was dying to have a bite, and so she asked for a bite. Pat obliged, and by the end of the night, presumably they'd exchanged numbers as well, and that was the start of a relationship that eventually would blossom into love and culminate today in marriage.
The first time we met, when you stole my sandwich 6 years ago, I had no idea that it would eventually lead to today. Superstorm Sandy gave me the opportunity to realize just how amazing of a person you really are. Without it, I might not have my best friend. You're smart, ambitious, and a strong person.
Today I'm so overwhelmed with emotion, but most of all, genuine happiness. Can you believe 507 days have passed since you asked me to marry you? Each and every one of those days has been better than the one before it because I get to call you mine just a little bit longer.
You look amazing.
On behalf of the bride and groom, welcome. I know they're thrilled to have you all here this evening. In October of 2012, Hurricane Sandy was on the move up the east coast of the United States. And Amy at that time lived alone in a high-rise building on the shores of the Hudson River, and I was very, very concerned. And so I called her and I begged her to please to get in her car and come home. And she said, "Mom, I'm not alone." A friend offered to stay with me. And so I said, well, bring her along too. And she said, Mom, it's not a girl. So this was the first I learned about Patrick. And I continued to hear a lot about this really special super guy named Patrick Conrad.
Friends, family, we have gathered together in the presence of God to give thanks for the gift of marriage, to witness the joining together of Patrick and of Amy, to surround them with our prayers, and to ask God's blessing upon them, that they may be strengthened for their life together. Marriage is that precious gift of God whereby a husband and a wife help and comfort each other, living faithfully together in plenty and in want, in joy and in sorrow, throughout all the days of their lives. In marriage, two people belong to each other, and with affection and tenderness, freely give of themselves to one another. In marriage, a husband and wife are called to a new way of life. This way of life must not be entered into carelessly, but responsibly and with humility.
Never go to bed angry. Make time for each other, especially after the kids come. We used to put our kids to bed at 7 o'clock, so we'd have the whole evening to ourselves. You need that time to yourselves. Never leave the house without a kiss and I love you. Patrick and Amy, enjoy your life together. Congratulations. And by the way, we do practice what I preach.
As you know already, to join your life with another person is one of the greatest adventures you will ever go on. And it's a great adventure not only because you are learning to know another person deeply, not just at the moment you met or at this day that you marry, but as that person changes and grows throughout their lives. And in doing so, you learn new things about yourself, about your own capacity to be vulnerable, to be accepting, to put the happiness and dreams of another alongside your own goals and your own preferences. This takes patience and the ability to take the power of your minds and the full capacity of your hearts and to deeply listen to one another, even when it would be much easier to speak.
You are my best friend. I hadn't realized this before Superstorm Sandy, when I watched my motorcycle drown in the safe place that you provided for me. And we got stuck together for a week without utilities. But sometimes good things come out of bad things, and that brings me here today with you.
Today I choose to spend the rest of my life with you. I promise to love you for who you are and who you are yet to become. I promise to put your happiness before mine. I promise to always be your #1 fan. I promise to push you, to inspire you, and to appreciate you. I promise to nurture your dreams and help you reach them. I promise to grow with you and learn with you, to explore and adventure with you.
From this day forward, I promise you these things. To be a true and loyal friend to you, to value our differences as much as our common ground, to treat you honorably, and to remain faithful to you. to support you as you've always supported me, to do the laundry at least once a year, to laugh with you, to never try to hurt you, to encourage and inspire you, to comfort you in times of sorrow and struggle, to love you when our love is simple, and also when it takes effort.
I promise to kiss you every morning when I wake up. I promise to hold you every night when I go to bed. I promise to care for you and to comfort you no matter the challenges that may come our way. I promise to respect you in everything as an equal partner. But most of all, I promise to love you loyally and to love you fiercely. Pat, I did, I do, and I will always choose you for as long as we shall live.
I promise to encourage and inspire you, to comfort you in times of sorrow and struggle, to love you when our love is simple, and also when it takes effort. To kiss you every morning before I leave for work. I see these vows not as promises, but as privileges. Knowing that tomorrow and every day after I will have you in my life makes me smile. I'm looking forward to forever by your side. I love you.
Patrick, this ring I give you as a sign of our constant faith and abiding love.
Amy, this ring I give you as a sign of our constant faith and abiding love.
It's the greatest joy in marriage, to live with and for this other person and to help them grow. And you are not alone in this. The people around you, your families, your friends, are also promising today to guide and to support you in this adventure that you're embarking upon. Just like the tree you watered, whose roots will, with God's help, grow deep and strong, so too, with your careful tending, your relationship will continue to grow and will be able to withstand any of the inevitable twists and turns that life will throw at you. Amy, Patrick, remember always the joy of this day. Approach each morning with gratitude. Love one another deeply, fully, richly, and extravagantly. Honor not only your relationship, but the relationships you have with those you love and with those who love you. Delight in the simple moments you share. And in doing so, may you be richly and fully blessed in your lives together. Patrick and Amy, you have consented together to be married and have witnessed the same before God and this community of family and friends, and have committed to love and have faith in one another, and have sealed the covenant by joining hands, exchanging vows, and by giving and receiving rings. I now declare by the authority committed to me as a minister of the Church of Jesus Christ that you are now husband and wife. It is my very great pleasure to introduce to you Mr. and Mrs. Patrick Conrad.
She called me and she said, "Oh, Mom, I'm so excited. I have something I want to tell you." And I thought, oh, here it is. This is it. And she said, "Pat and I are going to get a dog." A German Shepherd named Axel has been their best buddy for the last 2 years.
I recently read the quote, "You know you have found your prince because you not only have a smile on your face, but in your heart as well." From this moment on, Amy's heart was smiling from ear to ear. And as the days went on, I knew the relationship was getting more serious. I knew it was getting serious when Amy started liking wrestling and motorcycle pages on Facebook, when she started attending country concerts with Pat, when she filled her wardrobe with a pair of cowboy boots and a cowboy hat.
Now, one thing that I can honestly say he has done for me is helped mold my intelligence. Anytime I had a question regarding anything, he wouldn't give me an answer. He would give me another question. What are you, stupid? What kind of question is that? Are you sure we're related? So needless to say, before I even met Amy, I knew one thing for sure. She had to be one smart cookie. Or at least not ask stupid questions.
I'm sure Dad is watching tonight, Amy, and he's very proud, and I'm sure he would say, Amy, well done.
They have something that many people strive to have, and that's a perfect fit to have by their side for this adventure that we call life. If everyone would raise their glass one last time, I'd like to make a toast to Patrick and Amy. May your future be blessed, may you grow as individuals as well as a couple, and may your marriage be filled with an abundance of love. To Mr. and Mrs. Patrick Conrad.